Dan, welcome to the stage, and pleasure to have you here.
Likewise, thank you so much. And yeah, that's just that was a freak where laptop just completely froze up as soon as I saw some chat. So, but anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna, in the interest of bandwidth, if that was one of the challenges, I'm gonna stop my camera right there. And yeah, so my name is Dan Isaacs. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for the Digital Twin Consortium, and was asked to provide the technical direction, facilitate the leadership through the first 2 weeks of the consortium's being formed. So we're a little over 2 years old now, and what I'm going to talk about is, you've already seen the video, so you've seen some great examples of the use cases of digital twin and the values that can be provided. So I'm going to give just a quick summary in terms of the consortium itself. We're part of the object management group, and that is over 30-year-old organization that started out as a standards development organization, SDO, and very quickly recognized that we're very good at building consortiums. And you can see here the different types of consortiums. The Industry IoT Consortium is really about digital transformation and all the technologies around that. The area is the Augmented Reality Enterprise Alliance. Digital Twin Consortium is really focusing on all things around digital twin, as you saw from the video. Excuse me. You could also see, again, the mission, the vision, and really looking at towards driving not just the awareness, but also the adoption and accelerating that. And then one of our latest consortiums is Responsible Compute, tying in all the sustainability aspects and ESG related aspects for that. So our steering committee is comprised of, as you can see here, Microsoft, Dell, GE, Northrop Grumman, Autodesk, Ansys, Johnson Controls, and Lend-Lease. And the chair of Lend-Lease for digital transformation was the CEO for Lend-Lease. Excuse me. The CEO is for GE was around also looking at GE Digital from a overall perspective in terms of recognizing the advantages and the values digital twins were able to provide in terms of efficiencies, productivities, all the values, and being able to bring that now over to the construction and property management view from where Lend-Lease sits. So we have a very strong, very experienced steering committee, but it's really looking at our memberships. We have, we're closing in on 200 members now. We have both end users, we have technology providers, researchers, academia, government. We've had just recently airport, we've had smart city developers join us, and very large industry, companies, industry leaders in their space joining us. So there is no other consortium in the world that has the level and the expertise, the breadth and depth of developing, of validating or simulating, validating, deploying, and operating and maintaining digital twins as this consortium has. And you already saw the foundational elements, so we want to make sure everybody is speaking the same language. So the virtual representation, the real world entity and processes, and key is that synchronization given at a specific frequency, the twinning rate, to ensure you have the requisite level of fidelity, of precision and accuracy represented. And you saw some great examples of that. So you have a better understanding of those foundational elements, a better understanding overall. Looking to the future, one can certainly understand the drivers of digital twins and their continued evolution and the transformative value in terms of business outcomes recognized through the use of digital twins. And they're continuing to expand to provide value in virtually every major industry. And these drivers really include areas in terms of distributed compute, from edge to cloud, from AI and ML, advancements in connectivity, communications, connected things, both wired and wireless, advancements in visualization, AR, VR, XR, for that immersive user experience, advancements in terms of positioning, location, as one of our members' tagline states, the science of where, and the importance of the spatial digital twin, whether you're looking at it from the space to the ground to the subsurface, both from land and water, looking at it from blockchain, from trusted exchange of information and transactions and decision decentralization, and many, many others. So all of these enabling areas are really driving the evolution of digital twins. And as these capabilities and technologies, as represented in our continual growing membership, as you've seen the evolution of the consortium itself, going from initially 50 plus members to now closing in on those 200 members, you can actually see this as going forward in terms of the structure of the working group. And this is really to address the major challenges being faced today, to become the center of impact and driving those better outcomes in terms of environmental, societal governance, sustainability, circular economy, all key areas being looked at and emphasized within these latest initiatives and activities through the consortium membership. And we see that looking in terms of the different types of working groups that we have, very collaborative, very highlighting the innovations and being able to really demonstrate moving from this conceptual side to more of a implementation specific. And here you can see the different working groups that we have. And it's important, this is a member-driven consortium, very, very highly collaborative, where not just within the working groups, but also between the working groups themselves, and very outcome-oriented with a whole slew of deliverables that we've been releasing. And again, if you haven't gone to our site, I highly encourage you to see that and go and learn about what the consortium is all about. And again, as I was talking about, looking at these capabilities in these technologies that are really driving the evolution and the future of digital twin. You can see a series of these initiatives. You can see the key areas in terms of that and the capabilities, whether it's the security and the trustworthiness, the reliability, resiliency, interoperability, safety, functional safety, even privacy when you look at healthcare and life science, the privacy of the data, and all of those characteristics centered around and focused, emphasized around environmental, societal government, sustainability, circular economy, reusability, and scalability. And really, how do you look at this? How do you understand the different requirements in a non-implementation specific manner? And that's how we went through and developed these different frameworks. And here you can see an example here in terms of the composability, a composable capabilities periodic table representing these foundational elements, and being able to look at it from, again, that technology agnostic, more in terms of how do you compose a digital twin based on those capabilities to unify the understanding across multidisciplinary areas. So we have released this composable framework as part of that to help define and understand, really looking at it from a overall capabilities perspective, and then be able to take then and identify the most optimal technologies to be able to achieve those capabilities, all towards the objective of what you've hired that digital twin to accomplish. And so from here, we look at those different frameworks, we showcase that, and now we bring that forward in terms of our technology showcase. As I said, moving the consortium from the perspective of conceptual and understanding, but now to an implementation where the value is actually truly recognized and be able to understand. So this technology showcase is a representation of different use cases in case studies, bringing that value at the different phases of the life cycle of a digital twin. And here you can see representative across some of the different working groups that you saw, the different areas. We continue to build this out and evolve as we see different areas applied, and as we see the digital twin use cases evolving. So we see that evolution from the digital twins of assets now to span the entire value chain, and look at it from different perspectives. For instance, for smart manufacturing, evolution to include not only the manufacture of the asset, but the entire factory and all the related areas, supply chain management, from receiving the goods to assembly to the disbursement, where a digital twin is involved in actively managing the process. And this is well aligned with the thinking of Dr. Michael Greaves, who wrote the pivotal paper around product lifecycle management around digital twins back in the early 2000s. And he really brings this concept in terms of being the father of the concept of digital twin and bringing that forward now and evolving that and looking at this from a perspective of where are the next stages? How are digital twins continuing to evolve? What does that future look like? And again, looks from the standpoint of bringing forward the need for advanced intelligence, the use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, now focused more on the algorithm side, but really needing to move forward with the advent of what we're seeing in the complexity of these systems. So furthering that to take advantages and advances in AI and ML and other advanced techniques such as reinforcement learning, federated learning, better management of the data sets themselves, other models and hybrid variation, which as Dr. Greaves has brought forward in his latest paper. By the way, Dr. Greaves is also a member of the Digital Twin Consortium, a testament to the fact of the important body of work our members are providing and continue to develop. Where Dr. Greaves presented a workshop at our last quarterly member meeting, this concept of intelligent digital twin and distinguishing characteristics in terms of whether being active, more active versus passive, providing advice, more real-time in nature. And this is stated in one of his latest works, Intelligent Digital Twins and the Development and Management of Complex Systems, where he's writing about the system complexity and managing that and the information, stating that it needs to be organized and managed via digital twins. So as artificial intelligence, as AI systems modify those aspects, as a result of this goal seeking and learning, the digital twins need to increase in terms of capability. We talked about that from that capability matrix and understanding that, becoming much more intelligent in their approach. Just to give an example of this, ever increasing system complexity, one of our members actually involved in mining application manages 42 million messages per day with over 340 million data signals, data points per day. And you can see this again as manifested in scaling from a smart building to smart cities. Imagine what a smart airport or smart city looks like in terms of managing system complexity. You know, we have members that are involved in digital twins of entire countries. One of our recent members has responsibility for over 800 buildings and waterways and an international airport. So imagine the amount of data from that complex system and how that must be managed. Another one of our members is tied into the intelligent infrastructure and looking at it from an overall transportation perspective and from a perspective of both air, land, and sea. And what does that look like? And how would a digital twin be able to be brought forward as, again, continuing to evolve and provide that active management? And, you know, it's really, as we continue to evolve and meet these challenges, there definitely are impediments that need to be overcome. Again, in that workshop that Dr. Greaves presented, was talking about really looking at it from bringing forward an awareness and education and understanding, showing the value, you know, eliminating or minimizing the hype that's going through, which is one of the key objectives of this Digital Twin Consortium, as I was saying, not just driving awareness of digital twin and the value and the innovations, but also to be able to move towards accelerating the adoption. So showing the true value and the transformative change in terms of the business outcomes recognized by using digital twins. Value-based use cases in terms of what we've seen for that technology showcase will continue to bring that out in additional phases, really highlighting the innovation, the thought leadership, and again, that transformative value recognized by using digital twins. And of course, understanding impact of securing the data, the trustworthiness of that data, cybersecurity, a major issue needing to be overcome. How do you address the governance and the equitable nature of being able to use that data? Who has access to that with that security and trustworthiness in mind? So these and other examples underlie the need to move from the traditional reactive preventative to a more prescriptive and autonomous phase has evolved with the digital twins. And as you can see in the slide, really looking at it to go from the pure reactive, I have the data, now I need to handle that, to be able to align to the different areas and be able to have those recommendations automatically acted on. We're in the very early stages of this journey within the digital twins. And as we see, we continue to evolve within the consortium as we see that evolution occurring. And continuing to leverage these new technologies, drive these new capabilities to address the challenging environment, the challenges being faced today to provide better outcomes through achieving a smarter, more sustainable, and ESG-focused world. And as I said, there is no other consortium focused on digital twins as the Digital Twin Consortium is in terms of being the authority on digital twin. So I encourage you, again, go to our website, learn more about the Digital Twin Consortium and the opportunities that are provided, and look forward to hearing more and meeting you individually. Thank you very much.